If I could tell you anything, I'd say it's been a strange journey. It started a long time ago. When I was young and homeless, I was living on the street at the time. I was a troubled child, but I started to scribble my thoughts into a notebook, and some of those thoughts became poems, and some of those poems were not completely terrible, so I wrote more. A few years later, I made friends with a boy who was also a writer, though I didn't call myself that at the time. He was a far better poet than I was, not to mention kind and talented and insightful, so I showed him some of my poems, and he encouraged me to keep writing. We agreed to share our words every so often. He thought it would be good motivation. He said it would keep us both going. One day, we arranged to meet for breakfast. We planned to trade work. He was writing a new poem, and he promised to share it with me. I was trying my hand at fiction for the first time. It felt silly, but I wanted to give it a shot, and I needed some advice, so I waited. But he never showed. That night, I got a call from another friend. They said he'd been shot. He was killed by police. It was all a mistake. His house had been burglarized, but because of the color of his skin, they mistook him for the criminal. They shot him 22 times, and he died on the grass in the early morning. For a long time, I couldn't write. I didn't know how to start, and the words wouldn't come. All of this sadness just stacked up inside of me. It started to wall me in, and I didn't have anyone to talk to, but I desperately needed to confide in someone, so finally, I decided to write a letter. To him, my missing friend. I sat down with a pen and a blank sheet of paper. I wrote one simple sentence. It started with the words, "If I could tell you anything," and it went on from there. When I was done, I still missed my friend, but I felt a bit lighter, so the next time I was feeling lonely, I did it again. It turns out my friend was right. Writing to him was what kept me going, and I owe everything good which has come after to him. If I could tell you anything, I'd tell you that writing has saved my life again and again and again, and eventually expression became positive expression, and then positive expression became a lifestyle, then a career, and it all sprouted from the kindness of one other human being, the need to find my own voice, and a willingness to share the vulnerabilities which make us all human. Now, I'm using my words to help others. You can too, by contributing to this campaign. Together, we'll publish a full-length masterpiece which tells the stories of silenced voices while supporting nonviolent reform. If I Could Tell You Anything is a collaborative project which makes space for humans to share their innermost thoughts, fears, dreams, and secrets freely, without fear of judgment or retribution. Whether written to those they have loved, lost, or left behind, If I Could Tell You Anything is an epitaph for separation. It is my hope that it will bring a little light to all it touches.